Hi everybody, it's Mark and you're watching Fan 1080 Travels. Today we're going to talk about a few things that we didn't like about Dreams Macao Beach. As a matter of fact, it's 10 things that we didn't like about the resort. Right after this. So it's been a few weeks now, almost a month since we come back from Dreams Macao Beach. Having a little bit of time to reflect on the trip and what we thought about the resort. Overall, we had a great time. There's no doubt about it. Getting away for a vacation is always good, especially after a 2.5 year absence from traveling. But there was still some things that were a little awkward and things that we didn't like. And there was one really unfortunate thing that they really have to address, in my opinion. It's a security issue, and we'll discuss that last. But to start things off, let's talk about bathrooms. The number of bathrooms around the resort, there just doesn't seem to be enough. There's bathrooms out by the water slides. There's a bathroom behind the lobby bar, and that's pretty much the only multi-holer in the resort. There's one behind the Barefoot Grill. There's one at the main pool. There's one at the Water Sports Center. And if you want to include the ocean and the pools, you can, but we're not going to go there. So the issue with the bathrooms, most of them are single holers, or if it does have, like for the men's bathroom, for instance, the one at the Barefoot Grill has toilet and a urinal, and there the toilet actually has a stall. But up at the main pool, for whatever reason, the men's bathroom has also a urinal and toilet, but there's no stall for the toilet. So when you go in, you either have to make sure you lock the door if you can. I don't know if it's lockable. I didn't check it. I was in there once, someone walked in. What can you do, right? I just think they need a few more bathrooms around the place. And it's the same with the ladies. The ladies' washroom, a couple of them are multi-holders, 2 toilets with stalls, but there's also one that's just a single holder. So it's something that I think they should address in the future for sure. The adult-only pool. The adult-only pool was fantastic. We enjoyed using it every day. However, it's kind of related to the bathroom issue as well. There's no bathroom real close by. The closest one is the Barefoot Grill. So if you do take the walkway, you have to go up by the Seaside Grill and then walk down the path until you get to the Barefoot Grill. Now there is another way. A lot of guests and staff have been taking shortcuts. All around the adult-only pool, there's a hedge. There's pathways that have been worn through the hedge where guests and staff take shortcuts all the time. So really, what they need to do, there's plenty of room in behind where the adult-only pool has the pool, and then right behind it or beside it, they've got a little jacuzzi there. Build a pool bar right there. There's all kinds of room in behind on the other side of the hedge. There's plenty of grassy area there that they could extend it down, put a pool bar there. You can include a swim up bar if you want or not, it doesn't matter, but put a real functional bar there. They have the mobile bar there, which is fine. If they had a bigger bar there with that bar area, they can include a couple bathrooms. You've got some extra bathrooms right there that would certainly help a lot with guest convenience. Number 3, events. So this resort is really geared towards events. So if you don't like being exposed to a lot of weddings and receptions and stuff like that, you might want to consider another resort. Now the reason I say that is most people like to see a nice wedding, no problem. But what they do here is they have so many weddings during the day. We've seen as many as 3 weddings in one day. What they do, I don't know if they tend to have receptions up at the convention center or not for a lot of these weddings, but in a lot of cases they didn't while we were there. Or if they did, the extra weddings kind of spilled out into the resort grounds. So they have a few different areas where they have receptions for weddings. They do it on the beach. They do it on top of the Seaside Grill. The Seaside Grill has kind of a deck with a glass rail all the way around it. Also beside the Seaside Grill, in between the Seaside Grill and the Barefoot Grill, that little grassy area there, they've had receptions there. And they've also had receptions up at the big courtyard area, up beside the main buffet. Events are events, and you gotta expect some once in a while. But the thing is, with the receptions being outside like that, they had music blaring into the late hours into the evening. So if you're an early to bed person like we are, and if you're close to where these events are taking place, you're gonna have loud music blaring out in towards your rooms. into the late hours of the evening. Fantastic for the people that are there for events. It's a great place to have events outside, but if you're the type of guest that would rather avoid that kind of activity, that's one thing you might want to consider about this resort. Number 4 would be inconsistent with the supplied room amenities. Now, what I mean by that is on arrival, our very first day, we were checking out what we had in our room in the bathroom. They include shampoo, conditioner, hand cream, bug spray, toothbrush, all the standard amenities. However, not every room had all of those things. The friends we were traveling with didn't have the same items that we had. They were missing bug spray, we were missing conditioner, for instance. It's just really inconsistent. Another thing that was inconsistent with the room amenities was what was in the room fridge. So soft drink, beer, stuff like that. So even a wine cooler, but there's no wine. You had to ask for it, and if your preferred club, your butler would put some wine in the cooler for you. Why not just have it there, right? Part of the package, put it in there, have everything consistent for all the guests all the time. Another thing that we had kind of a strange occurrence was with the maid service. The maid, she was very inconsistent with what she restocked in, as far as whether it's the maid or a beverage person, I'm not sure. Whoever it was very inconsistent in what they restocked in the fridge and for coffee. When we were there the first day, we had a variety of coffees. Some days, after we come back from a long day, there'd be nothing but decaf, or there'd be 2 decaf and 2 of something else. Rather than trying to replace what you used, they just seemed to put whatever, they just grab whatever's in the bin and put it there. I don't know, it was really, really odd. Another thing that was strange, a couple things actually. Since we were having such an odd restocking, inconsistent with the coffee, whenever we didn't use something, we'd save it, put it somewhere, and then after the room was clean for the night, we'd put it back. One night, we came back from a long day, get ready for evening dinner. We put the coffee back there beside the coffee machine that we had saved, left and went out for dinner, and when we came back, somebody had come into our room and completely changed what was there for coffee. So the ones that we had saved were gone, the stronger brews, which I like, and they replaced it with all decaf again. I don't know why that would have happened. The same thing happened with what was in the fridge. There was always beer in the fridge. When we came back that evening, for whatever reason, the beer in our fridge was gone. It was there before we left, and it was gone when we came back. I don't know, it was very odd. I don't understand why someone would come into the room and take some stuff out of your room. Number 6 is noisy kids and adults. Now, you're gonna run into this pretty much at every resort to some degree. The issue I had with this vacation was the Preferred Club lounge is very, very small. We tend to go to the Preferred Club lounge after our dinners every night, play some cards or whatever. It's a nice spot because we got a bar right there. It's nice and air conditioned. It's a great spot to sit and chat. One night, we were sitting there playing cards, and there had to be 5, 6 families all come in. They were probably there for an event like we were just talking about, and they all had kids, and they have a couple computers there that guests can use. So the parents set up the kids at the computers, and the ones that weren't with the computers were running all over the Preferred Club like it was a gymnasium. It was so noisy. It was unbelievable how noisy it was in there. The kids were just screaming at the top of their lungs. We couldn't concentrate on playing cards if our life depended on it. It just wasn't happening. I understand, look, everybody's on vacation. They all want to have fun. We also had some instances with some noisy adults, and you're going to find this everywhere too. You get alcohol into some adult, and sometimes they just get carried away. It's all good, just as long as you've got enough room to keep yourself and they can stay to themselves. But there was, again, because of an event, because of a wedding, I believe it was, there was a large number of adults all at the adult-only pool one day from the same event. And they pretty much took over that whole pool. There had to be 25 of them at least. It was difficult to get a drink. Every time the server would walk by them, they're waving their hands at them, trying to get another drink from them. Even if you walked up to the bar there, they were so busy with these folks. It was really, really awkward and unfortunate. We're on vacation, we all like to have a good time, but I still think you need to be considerate of others and not monopolize the whole situation. Number 7, the Preferred Club Beach area. So the Preferred Club Beach area is really in an out-of-the-way location. It's way far from the beach. It's got to be at least 100 yards, probably more from the beach. It's a nice little spot. They've got all the, palapas set up there for you to sit under. They even have one bally bed set up there on a tower that you could rent. But like I said, it just seemed like it was too far out of the way. If you're Preferred Club, I don't know about you guys, but I'd like to be down close to the beach so I can have a good view of the water and whatnot. But this is way up out of the way, and there's a big hedge around it. If you're sitting at any of the lounges there, there's a big hedge there. You can't see over it. Like there's just... It's just a really odd setup. Some people may prefer the privacy. For us, it was a no-go. We were preferred club. Never sat in that area the whole time we were there. Number 8, drinks are inconsistent. Probably not uncommon with a lot of resorts. Some of the higher end resorts we've been to, the drinks were fairly consistent from bar to bar, but here, they just never tasted the same. You could order the same drink from any of the bars and they never taste the same. Maybe they ran out of some supplies, because a couple of the bars are mobile bars. Like the bar that's down by the water slides, that's a mobile bar. So it's not like it's really well stocked as some of the other bars, like maybe the lobby bar. Another mobile bar was at the adults only pool, same thing. The only place we found that you could get a consistent drink was to go down to the swing bar, Barracuda Bar, down by the beach, in between the main pool and the beach. We got some really good drinks down there. Okay, number 9. This is an odd one. For whatever reason, some of the walking paths around the resort are laid out really strange. It'd be a straight walking path, and then all of a sudden there'd be a 90-degree turn, and then to go to the right, and then a 90-degree turn to go to the left. So the path is coming straight, turn, and then straight again. They could have curved it or kept it straight the whole way. The 90-degree turns and then a 10-foot area where you had to walk around the corners was really weird. I don't get it. A lot of the staff and the guests were just cutting across the grass instead of following the pathways, which made it awkward because you didn't know which way to go on the pathway if you're coming down. You didn't know if the guest was gonna take the shortcut across the grass or you had to take the, it was just really weird, really awkward. Some designer somewhere's had it in their head that was a good idea for a layout of a walkway, but nah. Okay, the last one. This is a big one. The room service access doors are a big security issue. They don't lock the doors from the outside, so the door is always open in the hallway. The door is fairly large. I don't know the exact dimensions, but a big person could easily fit into it. No problem at all. The issue with that is when you're in the room, to get access to that area, that same area that the room service would open and put your food in through that door on the outside, there's 2 doors on the inside in the room, and they're held together with just a simple latch that clamps over. The doors close together and there's a gap between the doors and the latch fits over top of it. A couple of times we came back to our room and the maid, for whatever reason, left that latch undone. And it was only a couple times, a couple days, but it was still, it was done. But even still, even if the maid hadn't done that, it'd be very easy for someone to take something slim, like a credit card or something, to reach in through the room service door, slip it between the doors that I just explained was just there's a gap there, and then lift up and unlock the latch. And then they could just crawl through and into your room. So the rooms are not secure at this resort. So needless to say, that's a big failure in our books. They really need to address that. At one point during the vacation, I reached in through the room, opened the doors from the inside and reached out to the outside door and tried to latch it. And the latch doesn't even line up with the hole that's in the wall for it to lock. So what I did is I took something, I think it was a spoon, and bent the latch in towards where the hole is and then latched it with my hand from the inside. But you go outside and even those latches, they're not tightened. So you could twist the whole lock assembly from the outside and you could still open it. Now, mine was a little bit more difficult to open after I bent that latch and locked it, because I had the bend on it and I had some tension against some compression against the wall there where the hole was. So it had some friction, just helped stop it from someone spinning it open. But it would still open by hand. So yeah, they really should be doing something to address that. Either make the room service access door smaller so a person couldn't crawl through. Fix those locks so that they can be locked properly. Fix the simple latch they have on the inside for access to that area from inside your room. It's not secure. Just a simple latch is not good enough. They really need to do something. So there you go. That's 10 things we didn't like about Dreams Macao Beach. That doesn't negate the fact that we enjoyed the resort. The only thing that we feel that was really bad was number 10, the room service door, but hopefully they can address that in the future. If they haven't and you've seen this video, just recognize that there could be an issue there and do what you think is necessary to secure that area so that somebody cannot get into your room. I believe this will be the last video of this series for Dreams Macao Beach. We will see you next time, hopefully in around February, March area when we head out to our next vacation, which is going to be Cuba. We'll see you then. Thanks, everybody. Happy travels.